Have you ever felt treated unfairly at work, in a shop, or even by a public authority because of who you are? The Equality Act 2010 protects you from discrimination, harassment, and victimisation on key grounds such as race, religion, gender, disability, or age. But do you know exactly what counts as harassment and what your rights are when it happens? Welcome back to Know Your Rights, the Scorpion Audits weekend series. Every Saturday, I break down the law. Every Sunday, we see it tested in real world scenarios. Today, we look at the Equality Act 2010 and how it defines harassment and discrimination in everyday life. To understand the Equality Act 2010, here's the legal journey. 1975 was the Sex Discrimination Act, 1976 the Race Relations Act, 1995 the Disability Discrimination Act, and in 2010 the Equality Act consolidated all of those into one stronger law. The Equality Act protects people from discrimination in work, education, services, housing, and public functions. Protected characteristics include age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnerships, pregnancy and maternity, race, religious beliefs, sex, and sexual orientation. There are four main types of unlawful conduct. One, direct discrimination, being treated worse because of who you are. Two, indirect discrimination, a policy or rule that unfairly disadvantages you. Three, harassment, behaviour that violates your dignity or creates a hostile environment. And four, victimisation, being punished for raising a complaint or supporting someone who has. Here are some examples in practice. 1. A shop assistant mocks a customer's accent, which is harassment. A company bans head coverings without a valid reason. This is indirect discrimination. An employee is demoted after reporting sexist comments. This is victimisation. A service provider adjusts entry policies to support a wheelchair user. This is required under law. Harassment is more than just rude behaviour. It is unwanted conduct related to a protected characteristic that creates an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment. Employers can be held responsible for harassment carried out by their staff. This is called vicarious liability. If an employee harasses a colleague or a customer doing their job, the employee may be liable unless they can prove they took reasonable steps to prevent it. Even the police must follow the Equality Act. If you ask an officer to identify themselves, they must do so professionally. Remarks mocking a protected characteristic, for example, making a joke about your eyesight when pointing to their collar number, could amount to harassment. Police also have a duty under Section 149 to eliminate discrimination and foster good relations. Public authorities carry a wider duty under Section 149, the Public Sector Equality Duty. They must consider the need to eliminate unlawful discrimination, advance equality of opportunity, foster good relations between different groups. This applies to councils, police forces, schools, hospitals, and more. Employers, landlords, and service providers cannot ignore harassment complaints. They cannot punish you for speaking up, and they cannot rely on blanket rules that disadvantage protected groups without strong justification. Here are 6 things to remember about the Equality Act 2010. It protects 9 characteristics. Harassment must never be tolerated. Policies must not directly discriminate. Complaints should not lead to punishment. Employers may be liable for staff actions. Public bodies must meet the Section 149 equality duty. If you experience discrimination or harassment, stay calm and document what happened. Keep records, emails, witness names, dates. Raise it formally through a complaint or grievance. If unresolved, escalate to the Equality Advisory Support Service, tribunal, or court. The Equality Act 2010 protects against harassment and discrimination in everyday life. Know the signs, know your rights, and don't let unfair treatment go unchallenged. Tomorrow, I'll share a case study where the Equality Act was put to the test. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this with someone who needs to know their rights. This is Scorpion Audits, out.